Honestly, I don't even know why I got involved because I don't know shit.
Coming all the way live from Norfolk, Virginia, this is How Embarrassing Podcast with Molly and Jeff.
I was better at it. How embarrassing!
Oh, how embarrassing!
How embarrassing!
How embarrassing! I was
Wow,
concentrating on
wow, 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 wow. Well, welcome to How Embarrassing. It's a podcast about all of our embarrassing lives. My name is Molly.
And I'm Jeff.
And Jeff, how are you today?
Good. Another kitchen episode.
Yeah, so full disclosure to the fans, you know we love the fans. We care about them. We are not in the studio again. We are in the kitchen. This is what we call the kitchen sessions. People will make documentaries about these episodes.
Yeah.
You know.
These will live on.
And they'll be like, yeah, you can tell, like, actually Neil Young has a chunk of coke in his nose during this song.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
But that's not the guest today.
That's not the guess. So, honestly, Neil, fuck off.
Can you
Fuck
leave?
off, Neil.
Could you leave?
We
Because
get
have
it.
celebrities.
You don't like Monsanto. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Suck.
The moon is like autumn. Okay.
Yeah. And coke in your nose.
I really like Neil Young, actually. I like his music.
You know, and did you ever see that documentary, The Last Waltz?
No.
It's about the band's last tour, and there's a scene that's famous for it. They're like, they had to edit a chunk of coke out of Neil Young's nose. And like, if you've ever done coke, it's not chunky.
Yeah, that sounds like crack.
It's a powder.
That's the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now that's what I call
I thought it was
stuff.
well, an 8-ball is hard, right?
Let's introduce the
I mean,
guest.
you
Okay,
can
let's
press it.
Let's introduce
I've
the
never
guest.
done coke.
Well,
Yeah,
it's never
me
too late to
either.
start.
All right, so
Uh,
introducing
yeah,
our
I've
guest
never
who
lived in a beach town.
I think I grew up in Virginia Beach.
Exactly. I can't believe you've never done. Anyway, I've never done coke.
Jeff's
Bye.
a narc.
I have a very
Don't
addictive
take
personality. I don't need.
That's
No.
coke in
true.
my
If you
life.
start, once you pop the fun, don't stop.
right,
You're right.
Pringles.
Anyway, our Gorstador,
Or Garst.
fresh off the Appalachian Trail or the Appalachian Trail, depending on how you shake it.
Ooh, we'll find out today how you say it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't hear you, Matt.
Hello? Oh, I turned off the mic on accident.
Oh, you
All
don't do
right.
that, silly little
Well,
goose.
we've got that's classic because we've
It's
got
easy.
old backwards.
Backwards.
For some reason, I wanted to call you baseball. We got old backwards and Pigpen in the house tonight.
That's right.
Those are their trail names.
That's trail names. Let's get into what trail names are.
Actually, hold on. Before we get into that, because I would like to get into that in a second. Jeff, do you have anything embarrassing you want to talk about?
Oh, geez, we just did an episode.
Yeah, we don't
And
have
I
to. We
spent
can get
myself.
into the trail.
I think we just get into
I think
the trail.
Billy has plenty to
I'm,
say.
I'm
well, we
prepared
find
for
things-
this podcast.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
First time
backwards.
ever.
Okay,
Oh,
so let's talk
yeah.
about the trail a little bit.
Yeah.
And old Pigpen, when you talk, hold that mic right up to your face. Don't be
Okay,
shy.
got
Don't be
it.
shy. I want to talk a little bit about what inspired you to walk for that long, because I can't be bothered
Yeah,
to
where's
walk.
the trail? Just
Tell us things.
about the trail.
Will you tell us stuff?
If you're not familiar, the Appalachian Trail is a footpath that goes from North Georgia to Central Maine. It's about 2,200-ish miles. It varies a little bit year to year. And
2,200.
several thousand people every year attempt to through hike it all at once. And so it'll take about 4 to 7 months to do so. And that just means hiking and backpacking every day and carrying everything you need on your back and being dirty and hiking a lot.
Yeah.
And, I think like maybe 20% of the people who start the endeavor are able to finish.
20%?
Only 20?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Well, congrats.
officials-
You two did it.
I didn't realize it was that low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit balls.
Well, a lot of people have to get off because of injury and stuff. And, I was almost one of those. And I think a lot of people
Whoa.
are just a slip, an injury, a family event away from having to get out of it. But,
Billy, you're not doing good mic work right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra said that he wasn't a singer, but he was a musician. His instrument was his microphone. You heard that?
Okay,
Wait,
well,
so
you're
he-
not a musician right
No,
now.
I'm
You
not
need to be
that.
better with your microphone.
So here's my mic discipline.
Like, don't.
Oh, no,
like,
we got him in his head about
I know.
it now.
I'm so sorry. It's the problem is you're like looking away while you're talking.
Right.
And it's
Yeah, it
kinda,
sounds like shit
like
when
you
you
just
do
gotta
it,
keep your
for
head.
sure.
Yeah, keep your head on it. You're good.
Okay.
You were in the wilderness for so long. You
Okay.
have no idea what microphones are anymore.
Yeah, this stuff confuses and frightens me.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry you're so confused and
electricity
frightened.
Yeah, we just got back. I met Piggy out there in the woods. We met about mile 78.
He dragged me out of the woods.
I'm just imagining like any listener who has no idea who you
It's
are.
probably like, what the fuck is he talking
You found
about?
Piggy? Like, what?
Yeah, let's talk about the trail names.
Yeah.
Like,
So
thank
The
you.
trail names are very fitting. It's kind of like you do something embarrassing and then they name you after it. And it
That-
sticks with you.
That is
So-
fitting for
That's
the
so
podcast.
perfect.
Yes.
So, I guess if you want to either say how each other got their names
And
or
everybody on the trail gets a trail name.
Some people don't. We met some lamos
That
who
sucks.
never got them.
because you have to
Very
accept
few
it.
people.
We
Right?
have to accept it. Yeah, so it's
If you don't accept it, then you don't get it.
That's stupid.
Well, I like it. So you
It's such a
can't be.
part of the trail.
Yeah.
You
So
can't be
it's
like
very
balls
fun.
dick.
Yeah, and be like,
Yeah.
come on.
Actually, I would accept that. I'd be like, I'm balls dick.
My-
We did meet a Dick Wang.
Nice.
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
There's a lot of really fun names. Some of them are lame as hell, though. Some people be like, "Oh, my name's Hummingbird."
Oh, they're on like some journey.
That's basic.
Yeah, it's so basic. Some people are like, "How many different people are named Tortoise every year?"
If you look in
Right.
the
Slow
hiker,
and
they
steady
make a,
wins the race.
Oh yeah.
It's so stupid. But so I'm glad we have weird names that are probably the only ones that year, at least.
They make a hiker yearbook every year,
Oh.
and so you can submit your photo and your name. And if you look in the hiker yearbooks every year, the T page is just like full of tortoise.
So
Yeah.
funny.
That's funny.
Easy Strider is a big one, or whatever. I don't know.
Is there ever the hare?
The hare?
Hair. Tortoise
Hair.
in the hair.
Oh no!
I don't know if I've seen a hare.
Whoa. H-A-R-E.
Who just sprints
Yeah,
the
I
whole
know.
thing?
I know a couple.
There's plenty of
people-
people who go super fast.
Do you think they probably make it though?
A lot of people don't who go too fast. They'll burn out. Like they'll hit the trail, and it's usually like a young person who's just
Right.
has
Who
a
like
fire
wants
in
to
their
set a
ass.
record or something.
Not even that. They just like love crushing miles. And
What is the record for the fastest?
Is there a record? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess there would be.
Well, there's like supported and non-supported.
Yeah.
And there's different categories. So I mean, I think shit. I don't know. There's
Yeah, I
people
don't.
who've
I don't
run
know
it.
much about.
We
the,
could probably look it up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy to look up.
I know a couple people who have hiked the trail, and I think one of them, his trail name was Skipper or something because he's a sailor, and then another one was Wiffle Ball because he carried a wiffle ball and a wiffle ball bat because it's weightlet, like really
It doesn't.
lightweight.
We met some people who did that. Like
Yeah.
had kids' toys, like that. They would play like.
Oh, because it's like
'Cause,
it
it
adds
doesn't add
nothing.
weight, and it's like a nice, fun
Yeah.
little toy to have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Like a
met
stick and
somebody.
hoop.
Okay, sorry.
And,
We got off track. Get back into the trail names, how you got them. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So I
This
got
is the Appalachian Trail cast. Sorry, I said it's your turn to talk and I
Appalachian
interrupted.
Trail. Yeah. So
sorry.
I got my trail name because I was backwards, and I got caught by Pigpen over here because I was walking backwards. And I was
Why?
doing
Yeah,
so
why you walk
because
backwards?
it's good for your legs and especially your knees.
The whole thing's probably good for your legs. You're walking a lot,
Yes,
True.
it's true.
but it
But
like
if-
gives a break from
if
your.
you have a like a leg injury or
Okay.
something, like a knee injury, and you need to recover, like no matter how old you are or how screwed up your body is, you can always walk backwards. And you can walk back. It's like an ancient Chinese secret or something. But I was
Is
doing
it
that.
ancient
That
Chinese?
sounds like something someone named Hummingbird would say.
right? It's actually an ancient Chinese secret. Hi, I'm Hummingbird. Have you met my friend Quail Egg?
So I got caught walking backwards over a bridge. I didn't think anyone was watching, and then
You looked around to make sure no one was spying on
No
you.
peeking.
So I started the trail with my mom,
Mm.
and And so at that point, we were at the NOC in North Carolina, the Nantahala Outdoors Center, and they have a big river with a bridge going over it. And we were sitting on the other side of the river, and my mom says, "Is that Billy walking backwards over the bridge?" And I thought she meant that he was going in the wrong direction because he was supposed to be like going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I look up
Can you
and
imagine if he
he's
had
just
gotten
like
turned around and just walked back to Georgia?
So early on.
That's why I love the name, because everyone thinks that I was going the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they immediately think. But, it's kind of fun that it's not. And it's also, I never got lost. I mean,
except for that one time that we walked a mile down a Forest Service road in the dark.
So we did get lost.
Like exhausted. And realized that we had to turn around and walk a mile back to the trail.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I
And
did
then
go
get
the
to
wrong
where we were
way,
going.
but not lost.
So I am going to interrupt really quick because I did look up the fastest through hike of the AT. And it's actually, the record is set by a woman.
Wow.
46
Girl power.
days, 11 hours, and 20 minutes.
Damn.
46 days from Georgia
Yeah.
to Maine? Is that possible?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many miles per
That's
day
probably
is that?
supported, right?
Probably. I didn't read into there's a very long Wikipedia page about it. I'm sure we could get all the deets, but
It's
that's
supported,
just the
like,
highlight.
people are coming up with you and, like, taking all your gear and, like,
Yeah, that's when
bringing you the food and
so
shit.
there are a lot of road crossings.
Okay.
So somebody will drive a support vehicle, and they'll basically. I mean, I'm not like an expert on it, but my understanding is that they'll basically trail run it, and they don't have like a pack or anything. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a completely different thing, like the supported times and the unsupported.
It's like running
Gotcha.
a psycho
Times.
marathon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, because it's like
Psycho
48
marathon.
miles per day
Yeah.
with
for
no
real.
days off.
And
it's
does the-
crazy.
is the trail, like, specific enough that it goes, like, oh, you have to go, like, to the peak of this mountain to complete the trail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not
very-
like, oh,
people
it goes
are
by
very
those and it's like,
precise
oh.
about it.
No,
Oh,
yeah, you
wow.
have like every blaze, like every white blaze you if have to see. You can.
What's a white blaze?
That's how the trail's marked.
Trail
So-
blazes. Like
so-
that's the paint on the tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, they're purists out there, and we did every mile, save for maybe like 100 yards where there was like a road, and we went into town, and then it got just dropped off like 100 yards.
Like on the
Oh,
other side.
whatever.
Of the same road
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, and then in Harper's Ferry, we went directly to the ATC, which is like the Appalachian Trail Conservancy Center. And so we went directly there and then walked back to the trail. So we did more miles, but we did miss those. If you're being a real purist. But we didn't miss anything. We didn't skip. We didn't
Nice.
flip. We didn't change direction except once, going from Damascus down south for about 90 miles.
90 miles south?
Mm-hmm.
To get to that festival.
Yeah, we jumped
The
ahead.
like trail
to,
days thing.
Yeah.
Because we were slow, and that's the thing. We were slow the whole time. We were actually probably the last through hikers to summit on Mount Katahdin because the trail closed down on October 20th.
When did you summit?
October 20th.
Oh, like that day. Okay.
Yeah, so it
Yeah, we
was
snuck up at
closed
3
that
a.m.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and we just pretended we're like, we had heard it, but no one told us directly. None of the rangers, so we were like, okay, let's just do it
Yeah.
at 3:30 before they have it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah. So it was bad though. The rain was nuts.
Really?
The trail was like a river coming down. It was very wet. The past last 2
Sucks.
weeks.
Like they closed it down for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some ice too.
Up on Katahdin. It was really cool. There's a place called the Tablelands where it's like this plateau right before the peak, and it was just like a stream. Like the trail was just a stream, and it was frozen. So there's ice everywhere.
And you're on a mountain.
His water bottle actually froze in his pack.
Whoa.
While we were hiking up there.
Yeah.
That's how cold it was?
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it must have been like 20 degrees because when we were taking the pictures up on the top of the sign, I had my gloves off and just like in taking the pictures, I thought I got frostbite. It was like my fingers got so fucking cold.
Whoa.
This sounds bad.
Yeah.
Was that the knife's edge thing?
We went out onto the knife's edge because the wind really started picking up when we were out there, and it was pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
It's just a big rubble pile. And
yeah, it's just a big rubble pile with like a drop off on either side.
Oh my God,
so
that's
and half of it
terrifying.
was closed due to bad weather conditions.
Right.
And there was ice on the rocks up there too.
Yeah, so
Oh my
we
God.
Oh, hell no.
we just went on to it. We really wanted to get a feel for what the knife's edge was like while we were up there, but we weren't able to go all the way across.
Yeah, not with the wind. The wind started picking up. So, and plus, it would basically, if we followed that trail, you'd end up like 2 hours away from where we had started. So to loop back would just be a whole big pain in the ass.
It would be probably embarrassing to die too that close to the end.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would
at
be
that point, we
embarrassing.
would have already have finished. So
Oh, okay, true. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Because the end was at the top of that mountain?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
the knife's edge was beyond the end.
Ah.
So
of the
you can do your little
Got it.
extra bit. And,
So we would be like, he just had to go out there.
Finished it, went a little
He just
further.
Fucking had to go.
yeah, we were up there like, okay, maybe we shouldn't tempt fate. Like let's
For real.
let's go out there. And plus, well, like all those trails had closed down a week before. So the only ones they had kept open were the two that are the most direct route up to Katahdin.
Yeah.
Were the only two that were open, and then those closed that day. So we, it was just not advisable to do extra at that
Yeah,
point.
that sounds fucking dumb, dude.
Like, just more affirmation that this is something I would never do.
But-
Honestly,
Awesome.
everything you've said, I'm like, yeah, sounds fucking bad.
It was so cool.
But I do like
loved it.
nicknames, so if anyone wants to give me some nicknames, that'd be dope.
Oh yeah, you could get a great one, I'm sure.
I bet you, with the charisma I'm packing.
Oh yeah.
I'll get a great one.
How long did it take you to get the nickname? Like, how many days?
I had another trail name before I was Peanut Butter for the first
Okay.
I don't know, close to 100 miles. And that was just because I ate a lot of peanut butter.
Pretty simple.
Real creative.
yeah, so that's why I changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He started calling me Pigpen when we started hiking together because I was just gross.
Honestly,
but particularly one, like even for a through hiker, I was dirty. But there was this one time we were staying at a shelter, and it was really muddy out front, and I was walking around, and to save weight, the only camp shoes that I had were flip flops. So I was walking around in the mud in my flip flops,
Yeah.
and my feet were totally disgusting. I came back into the shelter, and my feet were so gross that I didn't want to get onto the shelter platform where
Right.
people sleep. So I started stretching on the ground in front of the shelter in like a cloud of dust. and then I got up and I put my clean socks on my muddy feet. so from that point on, he started calling me Pigpen, and it stuck. I just thought it was had a little bit of a better story.
Yeah.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
It's a unique name too. It's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think there were any other pig pens.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really endearing. But it's funny that the trail goes near this town called Irwin in Tennessee, and they have a little festival in this tiny town, and they had contra dancing, like square dancing.
Yeah.
And so we show up in the town, we're just disgusting and dirty and smell bad, and we want to go contra dancing.
Sure.
So we do the contra dancing lessons, and Piggy here is just the belle of the ball. So
I don't know about that.
all of these like
The pig of the
old
ball.
Gentile
The pig of the pen.
Southern men
Yeah.
are like asking for her her dance
Her dance
again,
card.
and then someone's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "I'm Pigpen." and this old man goes like, "Don't let him call you that."
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't think they understood the whole trail names thing.
Probably
I
not.
Right.
think they just thought he was like calling me a mean name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just like, you're like, "Yes, that's what he calls me."
Sorry, there's another gentleman who wants my hand in a dance. I'll be back.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I could literally spend an entire podcast episode talking about this, but Billy, you have formulated a list
Oh yeah, you have actual
Okay.
stories
that you came prepared.
Oh my
and
God.
I do want to say that last time Billy was on the podcast, we roasted the fuck out of him because he came with nothing. He
Yeah.
was so unprepared. We were like, what the fuck are you thinking, you idiot?
Yeah, he was
So
like, I
to-
thought we would just talk.
It looks like he over prepared this time, and I'm very excited to see his little list. So why don't we go ahead and just get into Billy's embarrassing manifesto?
I'm very excited.
Yeah. Well, there's like a lot of things that happen that are embarrassing, and they're funny. I think. In retrospect, things get funny, and I think I learned that on the trail. It taught me that embarrassing things can sometimes be funny if you relive them after.
It's the concept of our show.
I was going to say, over 3 years into the podcast,
Right.
you've decided
You've
to accept the
you've
concept
realized what
of the
show was.
Yeah. So I'll just go
Billy,
through.
we've worked on this for years. It feels like you're just now acknowledging our comedy.
Embarrassing stuff is funny.
Yeah,
it is
no
funny.
shit,
I
dude.
know. I was being facetious.
Yeah, okay. He wasn't. He wasn't.
So
He was trying to be-
What's your favorite story? Okay, Pigpen of all these, because there are so
Okay, let's
many.
see.
Are these
Here.
all trail stories?
Yeah.
Oh, this
nice.
is perfect.
It would take so long for me
Hey,
to tell you
Jeffy
all these
Doodle,
stories.
will you hop up and grab me a beer?
Yeah.
Ooh, could
Oh.
I have another one as well?
Sure, I'll go on a beer run.
Amazing.
Yeah, so while old Pigs is picking out a story, we got Jeff. He's going to stand up and walk his ass over to the fridge. You're peeing
Well-
too? Okay, we're going to start without you.
These all have interesting names, and I don't know what some
What
of
are
them
s-
are.
what
But
Oh,
are-
I
you were
think,
too creative in naming your stories.
What are some of the ones
think-
that?
Okay, I think trail pissing / shitting is a good one. Trail bang, it might be the funniest, I think. Also the most embarrassing.
I do want to know that. Actually, I have questions about both of those topics, to be honest. And my third question is about trail periods.
Okay, that's a good topic.
I was an environmental science major in college, and most of my friends did like study abroad courses. And my friend Wendy actually studied, and friend of the pod, she was a guest, studied abroad, but she did a Knowles course for a semester in New Zealand where she was backpacking the whole semester. And they had very interesting methods for like what to wipe your ass with in the wild that I've actually employed. So I want to ask both of you, what's your go-to wipe your ass with after you shit in the woods?
Well, if water's readily available, they make really tiny bidets.
Oh, that's cute.
So a little bidet is really nice.
Just put it on your water bottle.
But normally I would just use regular toilet
Yeah.
paper.
TP.
It
Okay.
breaks down.
So I'm about to
and
blow
you
your
bury it.
I'm about to blow your fucking mind. Rocks, dude.
Rocks.
Rocks.
I've heard snow. A
Yeah,
lot of
like,
people swear by snow.
I've used
Wendy
leaves quite a few
said they
times.
would find like smooth river rocks
Ooh, nice.
were really like, because leaves were too crumbly, and like a smooth river rock really cleaned your asshole.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah, but anyway,
What the
back to you.
so
guys.
yeah, we're on the
Let's talk-
subject
we're
of
talking about
cleaning
trail
up.
period, trail poop, trail pee, trail bang.
We both
Okay.
both got caught dumping at one time or another. I was a whizzer, so I'm on the trail. I like to drink a lot of water. There's not much really else you can do but just slug down the H2O. And so I was whizzing all the time.
I would be that too. I'm a big pisser.
I love
Yeah.
to piss because it feels good to drink liquids. It feels good to piss. It's great. It's good for you.
It's best of both worlds.
But there were times where I got caught, where
Pissing?
I got caught pissing. You know, caught me slipping, caught me pissing.
Are you not allowed to piss on the trail?
No, you are, but it's, I just would just stand on the side of the trail and piss, and then someone would just come by. And
you're like, this isn't
people
proper,
are always
leave
cool.
no trace.
Yeah, and then, I just don't want them to see my my pecker, my prickadille sticking out. And that almost happened. Actually, some day hikers. It was a mother and a small boy.
Dang.
And they were coming the opposite way. I was going, and I'm whizzing, and I was almost done, and I noticed that they're standing there, and I don't think they didn't say anything, but the same thing happened when I was dumping too. I was up in the White Mountains, up on Mount Musalak, right below tree line, and the woods are very, very dense, very strict, leave no trace kind of things. You can't deviate.
Yeah.
And so I was just like dumping like a foot off the trail. And as I'm wiping my ass, some guy comes up behind me on the trail, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's so funny because I have such similar experiences, but I've never thru hiked a trail. It was literally me like hungover camping in the woods, being like, I have to shit now, and like just shitting myself. Anyway, back to you guys. Let's talk about more.
So I have a good trail shitting story.
Nice.
So we were getting water at a stream, and nature called. So I went into the woods. I went quite a ways into the woods, and I went over too because I wanted to get away from the stream.
Yeah.
So I thought I was way in the woods. I had actually walked back to the trail.
You circled back.
Yeah, I circled back. I was.
You're like, I'm so far away.
I thought I was.
There's like a sign for
You
Disney.
looped back around.
So I'm doing my business, and I stand up. I'm wiping my ass, pants around my ankles.
Absolutely, because you thought you were alone. You were uninhibited.
Oh yeah, uninhibited. I look behind me, and I heard some rustling. I looked behind me, and probably I would say probably pre-teenaged girl and her father are hiking, and I'm shocked to see that I am about 5 feet off of the trail. There's no brush or nothing I
There's
can
no
get
denying
behind.
what you were doing.
And I was bare ass naked, like wiping my ass right there. And there was no hiding. And so I just looked at them. They were making quite an effort not to
Acknowledge
look at me. And they didn't say anything. I was like, do I apologize? Do I call attention to myself?
Right.
And then they passed very quickly, and I was just continued wiping my ass.
Yeah.
So it all
What else
worked
can
out.
you do?
I would act like a deer. I'd like turn and stare at them hard for like a good minute, and then I would just sprint off into the
I would have over-explained
distance.
myself, talked way too much, been like, let me tell you my life story. I'm from Baltimore.
Oh my gosh.
I used to be a camp counselor.
I was raised Catholic. Do you want to hear anything else?
You have to acknowledge it. I mean, there's a saying from Warren Doyle, who had thru hiked the trail 18 times, and he teaches.
Whoa.
And
Too many.
Yeah, and we actually contacted him for advice on sneaking up to Katahdin. But he's a sage, and he says that at a certain point on the trail, you only discuss what goes into your body and what comes out of it, and the consistency of each.
That's funny.
But you have to acknowledge it. I was at the shelter once, and the shelter was up on kind of a hill, and then there's a privy down the hill. And it was early on in Georgia, so it was pretty crowded.
Yeah.
And so you can look down from the side of the shelter and like see the head of somebody like sticking out from underneath the little plywood door of the privy. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see anyone down there. And there had been like kind of a couple people waiting previously. So I go down. And I swing the door open, and there's this old man doubled over, bedang his ass.
Whoa.
Love it.
Yeah, and then, so I go and I walk back and just like wait for him to finish, and then he walks out, and I notice that he has a device on his water bottle. I say, "Hey, nice bidet."
That's so awkward. Right after he noticed that you came in.
Yeah,
and
he looked
going,
right up at me. Everyone's done it, but I just
said, "Hey, nice bidet" when he
was
walked out after
blasting his ass. Yeah,
I love that.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just feel like at the beginning of the trail, because everyone kind of starts around the same time, so it's pretty crowded at the beginning. Then everyone starts to kind of thin out as everyone paces.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean by crowded, it means like
I just
you can.
completely, by the way, sorry, missed my mouth. Just dumped beer down my tits.
Nice. Titty Bang Bang
Towel.
coming
Do you
December
have a towel?
16th.
You have a drinking problem.
Yeah, let me.
Jeff, help!
I'll grab some paper towels.
Ooh, I could grab.
Sorry, my tits are interrupting the pod.
As per usual.
Let's get to what's trail bang.
So,
Tell me more. Tell me more.
So-
Did you bang on the woods?
Many
tell
times.
Tell me more.
I think that we could. Well, we met and fell in love
Wait, first
on the
thing I
trail.
want to Pigpen, how old are you? And blink twice if you're okay.
We discussed
She
this
didn't
previously.
She didn't blink.
I'm 26.
And she said she's 5.
She held up 5 fingers and stared straight at me, not blinking.
Anyway.
Because
this is something, as I saw all your posts and once you met Pigpen and blah, 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 I was so curious. I was like, I gotta know what their banging situation is. Because you know me, I'm a little freak and I'm curious.
the best way to do it is we would say, "Hey, you want a siesta?" In the middle of the day, in the middle of the
siesta.
woods.
Siesta.
Oh, I was hearing C space Esta, and I was like, you named your dick Esta?
Do you want to see?
C Esta.
It's Estevez. Do you want to see Estevez? And so, so that was our strategy. But we would have to be very discreet. We didn't have a tent.
Yeah, I mean, you're
for most
getting
of the
caught
time.
shitting all the time.
Yeah. Sounds like you guys were really bad at being sneaky based on the shit stories.
Based on the shit stories.
Well,
Yeah.
so we were sleeping under tarps a lot, which I guess it would be easier if we had a tent, but we were just sleeping under big tarps, so it kind of made it harder. So that's hence why we had to do the siestas, where we would bushwhack off trail a bit.
I mean, I've banged in the woods plenty of
that's
times
great.
after I was married. Dad.
Dad. Wait, who?
Jared is a fucking in the woods type of guy. I can tell that.
Oh, yeah, he's really rugged.
He shits on the streets, fucks in the woods.
But so
Literally, that's how we roll in Ocean View.
there was one particular time where we got busted bad.
Ooh.
Real bad.
How
Oh,
bad?
no.
So we were in Shenandoah, and it was the summer. It was like June.
Summer of love.
So
what
yeah,
it
we
sounds
we are deeply in love as we are now.
I
And
think it was August
I think because we were in Shenandoah, and it doesn't matter.
or July.
This is such a detail that no one cares
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
But and so with Shenandoah, there's Skyline Drive,
Yeah.
which is
Been on it.
Been on it.
pretty cool. And
You can
there's a lot
see
of
cool
day
stuff in a
hikers.
car.
Yeah, I
which
through
is
drove
what I
that.
like to do.
I did some through driving on that
I
road.
did a through drive.
There's a lot of side trails and the AT and
Yeah.
a lot of day hikers, so it's a little bit more
It's
crowded.
a beautiful
Yeah.
area.
It is cool,
Beautiful
and
park.
it's really cool that basically if you hike the AT through it.
We actually did go. Me and Barrett did a couple's getaway, just the two of us, for his birthday a couple years ago in Shenandoah.
There's there's great trails, great day hikes, but what was great for us as through hikers is that every day you can go to one of the waysides, which is just like a little convenience camp store, and they have beer, and I guess it's because it's a park. There's no tax or something, because you can get PBR pounders for $1.
Nice.
and at that time, you were jonesing. You
we
were ready.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
just
yeah.
getting drunk.
You were
and
ready to get
just
fucking trashed.
And we kept hitting them at 10 a.m. and just getting loaded.
Hell
And-
yeah.
And 10 a.m. and then hiking.
See, and we
10
had
more
discussed
miles.
about meeting up with you in Shenandoah when you guys were there, but life events occurred that we
Yes.
couldn't go. But
Right.
Because we would have all just been fucking
It
shit
would have been
faced
so
in those
bad.
woods. Yeah.
But so anyway, so we're in Shenandoah, and at the time the weather is nice, and we cowboy camped anytime we could. So
What's that mean?
Sleeping under the stars.
Oh, okay.
And so we cowboy camped near this really beautiful vista on this side trail, and in the morning we would sleep in, and we were laying there next to each other, and things happen, and
Billy just kissed the air, by the way. He just was like acting it out. It was very weird.
I did not notice that.
I just noticed Billy smooched nothing.
We were making sweet love.
I love that.
And
Never heard of it.
So at this point, though, we had been sitting there for we had been in the spot for over 12 hours, and not a soul had come down the side trail.
Right.
But it
turns out it's
a pretty nighttime, right?
Yeah, yeah.
that makes sense.
Popular
Probably
trail.
is why no one.
We were just we had just kind of taken for granted that nobody used these side trails.
No one comes here.
But in Shenandoah, it was a little bit different.
So we're just getting a quickie in before the day starts, and just as I'm saying, I'm coming, Pigpen looks up behind her, and we see this woman. We both look up, and we see this woman
my God.
10 feet away from us.
10 feet.
And she just walks by. But just as I finish, I literally Pigpen looks up, the woman crosses us, and I say, "I'm coming," all at the exact same moment.
You said it out loud?
I'm coming
several times.
Who says it? God, Billy.
I'm a gentleman.
I'm coming.
Right when she's oh man.
I kind of wish at the last moment you had seen her, you'd been like, "I'm coming out. I want the world to know." Just doing some karaoke down here, ma'am. Nothing else.
She had to have heard the rustling of the sleeping pads.
Of course she did. You guys didn't think anyone was down there.
Yeah.
If I thought no one was around, I would have been making noise too.
Yeah, but we thought that, oh man, the worst case scenario, she's going to call a park ranger or something, which, would be pretty easy to find in such a populated area, I guess. And so we're like, shit, well, but right at that point, there's this Blue Blaze, which is a side trail that kind of is connected to the AT. And it goes up and comes back around. So we'd kind of have to double back, but we'd also have some cool vistas and do extra miles.
Yeah.
And I think it was only a mile and a half extra or something.
Worth it.
It was one of the greatest hikes in Shenandoah that we wouldn't have done unless
if we weren't running away from
Right.
You weren't scared. You were going to get arrested for
Sex
indecent
police.
exposure. Yeah, the sex cops were coming.
yeah. So it was great, and I recommend. I should have looked up what the name of that place was.
Yeah,
because
I would love to fuck and then hike it.
Yeah.
So from my point of view, I was laying down, and I just and this woman came up so silently. I think she was embarrassed to be
she probably
involved
didn't want them
in
to
this
see.
scene.
She was probably like, "I hope they don't see me. I'm just gonna go."
Yeah, she was like,
And
I feel like I'm
That's what
disturbing their
that's
peace.
what
Yeah,
I
me
would
too.
do. I would be like, I don't want to make this weird. I just want to quickly get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
so
I would have
she
yelled
was
"me too" after Billy said I'm coming.
So she was rushing by so quiet, and I just look back, and I just see from top to bottom, just scroll over and process that there's this woman right behind
Right.
me, and I say, "Oh my God, someone's here."
Well, he announced himself. He said he was coming. Oh my
She
God,
was in the
someone's
wrong
here.
for hiking down this trail that we're fucking
Right,
on.
right.
It's just my first thought was oh my God, someone is here.
Someone else has come.
Someone broke into our house.
Intruder alert.
I thought this was all right. But, on the trail, remember Hike Naked Day? So on the summer solstice, there is official like high naked day where like indecent exposure laws are just not enforced.
Nice.
A lot of like college towns do that too. Like small towns on the eastern shore that like on summer solstice day, everyone's naked.
Is it always summer solstice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like
15 hours of daylight?
It's like a famous naked.
Okay,
It's a famous naked.
I'd rather what's the day has the longest darkest?
Yeah,
that's when I want to walk
true.
around.
I want to go to Alaska
Winter
during the dark
solstice?
period and just be naked there.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather walk up on somebody fully naked in broad daylight, honestly, than like turn a corner and just see like someone standing in the dark naked.
That's true.
You got a good
little
point.
More
threatening.
That's true.
threatening,
For sure.
intimate, maybe.
In the light, it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing else. There's nowhere to go,
It's-
baby.
you're like, oh, they're making that choice. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
Peggy has long, beautiful hair, and so
I really was. Thank you for saying hair. I was so nervous about where you're going with that. I was like, God, Billy, we don't. I was like, Billy, we don't need to know everything.
she was so lovely because she looked like Alanis Morissette in that video.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I know exactly
with
what
the
you're
hair
talking about.
over the tits.
I can't believe I never knew I was bisexual.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know the image.
but we saw multiple people, and I think the first people we saw was these two old ladies who I guess were on a day hike. And so my routine, if I ever saw somebody, would be like, "We got nude hikers here."
Yeah.
And then they'd be like,
Hike
"Oh,
naked
okay."
day.
They'd be like, "Yeah, we're nude, just so you know. Hope you don't mind."
So
And
you're
then
a
just like-
Midwesterner when this happened to
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally just turned into a Midwestern.
Hold on.
you? Don't you
Got
know?
a couple
Don't
nude
you know,
hikers.
couple of nude hikers up here.
Just wanted to warn you.
But there's and that was the day we hit mile 800. So that
yeah,
was
so we
somewhere
took
in
pictures
Virginia.
at every mile marker and the 800 marker.
Yes,
We're
I
both
saw
naked.
those pictures. Oh, well, I didn't see
Yeah.
the naked ones, but I saw the.
That rules.
Yeah, it was cool. I covered myself up for the photo, or at least my wanger, with a bandana.
So not to make this about me again, but
Uh-oh.
my 30th birthday is in a month. And I really want to take a bunch of nudes on my 30th.
Cool boudoir.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not boudoir, sorry. I want them to be like I feel like the boudoir shoots, like they make them look too good. Like I just want to like get like the real naked.
You want like a
ass.
shitty
Just
camera,
here's my
bad
asshole.
I
lighting.
want fucking Polaroids.
Here's my asshole.
Yeah. This is what my 30-year-old butthole looks like, babies.
That rocks. You should do it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
probably, honestly, I'll be so drunk on my 30th. I'll probably definitely orchestrate a nude photo shoot.
Yeah. I'm
It'll
sure
be
that
like
will happen.
cool.
It'll be like John Reagan Morton taking pictures of me. I'm like, just don't look, take pictures. Oh God.
But what else had? Oh yeah, the hike naked day. The thing that was kind of interesting was that we didn't really see many other people. We saw another couple who was through hiking. Team Onyx, shout out Team Onyx. They're very cool. So I saw
my God.
them
Sorry.
nude, which is
That
cool.
hurt.
I don't have my ear buggies. So I
but-
don't know how to control.
And the
yeah.
particular place there was, I guess there had been a bridge, a tiny little footbridge over a stream that had been washed out. But there was a cool waterfall near it, and it was on the old AT. So we basically wanted
Wait, there's
to
an
see
old
that
AT?
water. Well, the trail has to get rerouted,
Recut.
like recut. Sometimes the erosion will get too bad.
Okay, that
Like
makes
it'll
sense.
get
And then
washed out, or like they need to
bridge.
like.
It's nature. It
A
changes.
bridge will
Yes.
come down.
It's
yeah.
nature. It changes.
And so we basically bushwhack our way to the old AT
Hot.
because we saw that there's like a waterfall that was marked on the map that wasn't on the AT anymore. And we were like, let's go see that. And, maybe we'll find the old AT and just make our way back to the new AT.
Sure.
And then so we bushwhack nude through all this like
Oh my
summer
God.
vegetation. And we get to the waterfall and there's a couple there.
Oh no.
And this couple was like, let's have a romantic weekend.
Yeah, they
Right.
wanted to
And
bang.
be, and
I know
be
about
alone.
a secret waterfall where no one will find us.
Yeah, and so we come up, and I'm like, we got some
And you
nude
both are
hikers
naked.
here.
You're probably in their like stories they told all their friends
Yeah, for
of
sure.
like their weekend.
We're having an amazing time.
That
in
is
the water.
such a
We got some
sitcom moment.
nude white
We got
kids
nude
here.
hikers.
And so there's this like cool waterfall there and this stream, and they have these little camp chairs and they're pointed and they're like looking at the waterfall, and like, we need water, we're drinking out of streams and rivers and so forth. And so I have to bend over
Billy,
to get the water.
no.
Yeah.
So I'm still nude, but I'm bending over
nude
into the
hiker.
pool of the waterfall and to get the
And-
water.
Are they in the pool?
No, they're
just sitting on the bank, like looking at the water.
Having a nice time. The guy's probably about to propose.
Were they naked?
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
They were not naked.
They were just on a like a lovely
Okay,
trip.
yes.
they were a
Yes.
lovely
Yes.
little
Yes.
overnight. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice little getaway.
Yes.
And so and then
Nude hikers here.
Nude hikers here. Oh, excuse me, gotta bend to get some water.
That is so. That is
And-
something in a John Candy movie.
For sure,
Swear to
for
God.
sure.
and then we dip and we took a little dip in the pool and we hung out, and I made sure, I was like, yeah, you guys are okay with us being nude, I hope. And
I hope.
and
And
so
they were like,
they
"Oh
were
yeah,
cool.
yeah," but then they like turned their chairs
Yeah,
away
they're like,
from the
we're
waterfall.
gonna not.
They like turned to like just like dense forest.
Yeah.
and looked at that instead of a beautiful
They're just
waterfall.
sitting there like blank, like dissociating, trying to hope it's over soon.
And then we have to bushway our back through this like totally overgrown, a couple years of overgrowth, and we have to like climb up the steep banks of this other stream.
Oh, put your clothes on at that
And
point.
so yeah, it was kind of interesting. We were just
Ow.
seeing how much we can bushwhack nude. Before
Bushwhack
Yeah,
with
we
your
did a
bush.
lot of nude bushwhacking that day.
Yeah, I love that. And on that note, actually, believe it or not, you guys, we are at the end of the episode. We're gonna have to have you guys back on for like the
Yeah, we'll
rest
have you
of the
for a
stories.
real studio sesh
Yeah,
whenever Matt is
because
available.
this
Glenn.
has been so interesting, and it
I know.
sounds like the
I don't want it to end.
It sounds like the AT is no shortage of embarrassing stories,
Right.
Especially when Billy's involved, to be honest. But thank you guys for being on the
Yeah, it's lots
pod
of fun.
today. We usually ask, did we ruin your lives today?
No.
Seems
I
like
think our lives are already.
I was going to say, it
better.
seems like your lives are already
Yeah.
tanked from
Yeah.
all the indecent exposure charges
Yeah.
you guys definitely have pending.
And like almost dying on mountaintops.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, this has been great. Thank you
Is
guys.
there anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, words
Like
of wisdom.
A plug
Don't make it
or a
too
word of
long.
wisdom
Don't make
or-
it too
Yeah, just a
long,
little
Billy.
phrase.
I know you could
Yeah.
talk for hours.
Be who you are, that's who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Be who you are. That's who you are.
Bam, 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 bam.
And I learned that even more on the trail.
I
You
love
learned that from a girl named Hummingbird.
All right.
That's my tramp stamp tattoo.
All right.
Oh my
thanks,
gosh.
guys.
All right. Well, this has been another whirlwind episode of How Embarrassing. And to all the little worms out there, until next time, keep wiggling.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the How Embarrassing Podcast. If you would like to be a guest on the How Embarrassing Podcast, please reach out to us on social media at How Embarrassing Podcast or email howembarrassingpodcast@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.
But
But you're usually the one who does the crazy thing at the end.
I know. But